Maintaining composure when your surroundings are disintegrating is not some flowery ideal or self-improvement mantra. It is an essential tool for survival. It is the factor that differentiates individuals overwhelmed by life's difficulties from those who endure trials and emerge more refined. The reality is, a majority of people do not break down due to weakness. They break down because their entire existence has been a series of reactions. They have never acquired the ability to pause, to step away, to observe rather than internalize. They have never learned to establish a distance between the turmoil and their own consciousness. You have witnessed this. Perhaps you have even undergone it. The instant life presents an unexpected event, a betrayal, a setback, an insult, a bereavement. People often lose their composure. They fall to pieces. They are submerged in emotion, verbally attack the nearest person, and descend into habits that erode their concentration and sense of self. This is not because they are fundamentally flawed, but because they have been conditioned to think that reacting is synonymous with responding. It is not. Reaction is a primal urge. Response is a demonstration of skill. One occurs without thought. The other is deliberately selected. And the moment you begin to choose, truly choose, how you engage with the world, that is when you become formidable. Composure is not an indication of weakness. It is not an act of surrender. It is not a state of passivity. It is the capacity to remain steadfast while everyone else is adrift in uncertainty. It is the resilience to decelerate when everything pressures you to accelerate. Calm individuals are not uninteresting. They are enigmatic. They are unpredictable. They make others uneasy because they cannot be provoked. They cannot be manipulated into disclosing their subsequent actions. And in a world preoccupied with commotion, with swiftness, with drama and visibility, the individual who embodies stillness becomes inherently compelling. Let us be frank. We exist in a society that celebrates outrage. You browse social media, and everything is engineered to elicit a reaction from you. Headlines, viewpoints, feigned indignation, manufactured disagreements. The more reactive you are, the more these platforms benefit from your engagement. And if you are not vigilant, that emotional manipulation becomes your default state. You grow so accustomed to reacting to everything that you lose connection with your own internal guidance. You no longer recognize your own authentic thoughts. You only comprehend what you are conditioned to feel. That is the point at which calm transforms into a potent tool. When you can perceive the chaos intensifying, feel the anger constricting your throat, feel the anxiety coiling around your chest, and you nevertheless choose to breathe. You nevertheless choose to remain with the feeling. You nevertheless choose to observe, to listen, to bide your time. That is genuine self-mastery. That is what Stoic philosophers dedicated lifetimes to cultivating. Not apathy, not a detachment from life, but the proficiency to engage with it on your own terms. Marcus Aurelius was not calm because his existence was serene. He possessed composure because he understood that peace was unrelated to circumstances. It was an internal state. It was his personal responsibility. He once articulated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That is not a quotation to merely display. That is a philosophy to live by when everything is deteriorating and you resolve not to collapse with it. Do you realize who you become when you can maintain serenity amid chaos? You become the stabilizing force in every situation, the individual others instinctively turn to when circumstances become challenging. You become a leader without needing to articulate. You become respected, not for your volume, but for how little it takes to unsettle you. Because in a world populated by individuals who panic, the one who does not inherently becomes influential. But let us avoid romanticizing it. Remaining calm in chaos does not signify an absence of emotion. It does not mean you do not experience anger, anxiety, or feeling overwhelmed. It means you have disciplined yourself not to obey those feelings without question. It means you can tolerate discomfort without attempting to flee from it. It means you can stand amidst a disintegrating situation and still make decisions with lucidity. That type of calm is not derived from reading aphorisms. It originates from discipline, from experience, from pain. In all honesty, it stems from the occasions when you previously fractured, when you allowed emotions to control your conduct, when you erupted, withdrew, fled, pleaded, apologized for matters you shouldn't have, uttered words you cannot retract, and you surveyed the aftermath and comprehended that chaos did not undo you. You yourself did. And from that juncture onward, you made a commitment to yourself that it would be different. You vowed never to grant the world that kind of influence again, because that is the unspoken truth few are willing to voice. Chaos does not demolish your life. Your incapacity to manage your reaction to it does. Do you wish to understand why composure is uncommon? Because it necessitates personal accountability. It requires that you cease attributing the internal conflict to external factors, that you stop assigning blame to others' actions and begin to inquire what within you repeatedly empowers them to provoke you. Calm is uncommon because it is achieved through effort, and the cost is considerable. You must witness the world testing you without reacting. You must endure situations where your pride impels you to speak, but your wisdom counsels silence. You must relinquish the desire to always be understood, always be correct, always be in command. You must desire peace more than you desire to triumph, because this is the unexpected element. Most chaos is a form, content of enticement. It is engineered to ensnare you in emotional predicaments. People will provoke you not to gain your understanding, but to examine your vulnerabilities. They will make disparaging remarks merely to observe your response. They will instigate confusion so they can witness your unraveling. And each time you succumb to the enticement, each time you react, you cede more power to them. But when you refrain from reacting, when you remain still, stay impartial, stay precise, it disquiets people. It disrupts their expected narrative. They are uncertain how to deal with someone they cannot agitate. And that is when your influence begins to develop in quietude. Because the calmest individuals are not passive. They are deliberate. They are conscious. They are continuously evaluating the situation, absorbing all information, awaiting the opportune moment. And when they act with intention, with exactness. They speak when it is consequential. They engage when it is vital. And because they do not squander energy on trivial disturbances, they invariably possess stamina for significant challenges. This is the change in perspective you must adopt. Discontinue reacting to everything. Commence responding to what truly warrants your energy. Not every insult necessitates a reply. Not every challenge merits your time. Not every conflagration requires your intervention. Calm is the discernment of which battles are genuine and which are intended to divert you from your true self. So, the next time life delivers an unexpected blow, and it assuredly will, halt, breathe, observe. Do not respond simply for the sake of responding. Ask yourself, what outcome do I seek? And progress toward that. Not your pride, not your anguish, not your ego, your intention. That is how composure is transformed into power. Not by eluding chaos, but by becoming the one individual who is no longer controlled by it. You do not need to be a recluse. You do not need to repress your feelings. You simply need to develop the faculty of choosing. Choosing when to speak, when to intervene, when to disengage, and most crucially, when to say nothing at all. That kind of self-governance, the sort that enables you to remain composed in the heart of chaos, is what makes you inviolable.